Okay guys, welcome back to our Boba Fett tutorial here. What we're going to be doing in this episode is hopefully we'll get on to working up either side of the helmet here as we spoke about in the last episode. But first, what I think we'll do is we'll have a look at trying to get this base section here smoothed and looking good. So around here what we're going to want to do is we want to make sure that our model is got all the relevant topology where we need it, but we also want to make sure that we've got a few extra lines and information in place where when we do smooth the model it will still hold on to its sharper edges. Just going to start off putting that down there. So first things first, here we can select our model here and we can just press the number 3 on our keyboard, and that's going to apply some smoothing to the shape itself. So if we hide this wireframe here and deselect, we can see that instantly we've lost a whole lot of definition within our actual model itself. We can also see that we've got some errors inside here. So the errors that we have inside here, looks like we've got an additional face which we don't need. So we can come inside here and we can select all these joining faces and delete them. Let's just see. There we go, it's looking much better already. So we can see the top section of this helmet is fine. So we look up here and we see that all this general shape is fine because there's quite a lot of geometry inside there. We see that the first thing that's suffered here though is our angle on the top of the helmet. So in order to rectify that, the first thing that we want to do here is we want to use our mesh tool, our insert edge loop. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag a line, brand new line here, right next to this one. Okay, so we can see that that's going to run all the way around for us. And instantly, what you should notice is when we smooth this out this time, is we can see that we've held that line. So we can see that this line now is looking fairly decent as we go around. So we know that this model here is fairly angular, this section here at least. So we want to go back to our mesh tools. We want to insert edge loop, and we're going to put another one on the other side as well. So we're going to double up on what we've already got there to make sure that's extra sharp. And we're going to do the same on the edge for the outside section there. And then we're also going to put one at the front here. So now we'll see under smoothing that that section has now got a perfectly straight line going all the way around, which looks pretty good. And that means that when we come to smoothing this model, we know that this section here upwards is looking pretty good. So we can press 1 now to take that back. In this section going around here, it's getting a little bit tricky now because we can see all the different geometry that we have. But the first things first, what we can do is we can add all of our edge loops where we know that we're not going to be affecting anything else. So for example, this inside edge here is going to be fine. We know that this inside edge here will be fine as well. Okay. We know that the inside edge here and here will also be fine. So viewing that now, we can see that a lot of this edge is looking good. We can see that the inside of this edge here is also looking good, but it's not quite as smooth as the one above. So what we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to make sure that our mesh is going to be able to facilitate our extra angles. So that means that everything here we can bring in just a little bit to make sure that we're getting, or out, just to make sure that we're getting as much or as little movement as possible. So we can see here this needs to come out in order to maintain that curve there. So what we want here as well is we want to have edges here and an edge here, but obviously we don't want to disrupt any other topology. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold shift and we're going to use our multi-cut tool here. If we hold shift, it's going to drop a point for us right in the middle there. So we've got another vertices in the middle there. and we're going to do the same for the bottom here. That means now with those vertices in place here, we can insert an edge loop here right at the corner, and we can see that that's not going to go off and affect anything else. And we can bring vertices here as well right into the corner, so that's going to maintain that corner the best it can. What we're also going to do is we're going to put a vertices running straight down here and one straight down here, and that's going to allow us now to draw to match the vertices that we drew earlier, and then bring this edge here all the way down to our edge loop, and then we can do the same with this bottom section as well. Okay. Now before we test that or try anything, we want to make sure that we're helping out with this curve here. So we're going to pull on these points a little bit. Go into our side view here, we can make sure that these new points are helping with this curve rather than hindering. And again, we can pull all of these points here. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now, if we hit our 3 here, we can see that we've maintained that edge there without affecting anything else around the model here, which is good. So what we also want to do is we also want to now run a line which is going to go all the way around this front section here. We don't really want a line running off, too many lines running off over here. So what we're going to do is we will draw a point just here with our multi-cut tool. And then with our mesh tool we're going to insert an edge loop which runs all the way down the outside of this section here. So we can see that that's going to run all the way down that edge there as well. We are going to add another multi-cut tool here, which means that our mesh tool, our insert edge loop here, will be cut off. That's not going in. So we can make sure that our edge loop here is cut off by the point that we've just added. So we can drop that down just there. And then we can remove the vertices that we had added here. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow this line all the way around. So we're going to click here, 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 all the way around to this point there. So we've got this line running all the way around the outside here. And what we need to do is with these 2 vertices here, we're going to edit mesh and we'll merge them. These 2 vertices here, we're going to edit mesh and merge. We're just going to make sure that we haven't affected the actual integrity of that section there. Okay, that's good. So now we can hit 3 again, and we can see that we've got that nice sharp edge running all the way along this section and the top section there of the helmet, which is good. Cool. So next it looks like we want to get a nice sharp edge going around here as well. So we're going to go on our mesh tools and insert edge loop, and because of the way that we modeled this earlier, it should fall quite nicely there, and then the same again at the bottom here. And again, we're going to be able to now check our edge loop, and we can see that we've got that shape that we desired inside here. Okay. We can see it's not quite as sharp as we'd want it to be. So that means we're going to need to, again, we're going to add a random vertices here, and we're going to add a random vertices here, which means we can then bring our edge loop here a bit closer, here and here. So we can now select the random vertices that we added here and here, and delete those, and then we can merge these 2 together. Again, just moving them so that they're not affecting the polys that are already there. Okay, and hopefully if we can insert an edge loop, hopefully, oops, that's not going to follow the same path. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to get another one in between here as well. So we can see there that we've got that really nice sharp section in there now. So it looks like the only little bit here that we need to think about is the square sections here. So what we'll do is we will again stick an unused vertices. I'm going to plonk that right in the middle here. Oops. I'm going to plonk that right in the middle there, and then we will insert an edge loop which is going to run all the way across here, and we'll put one edge loop at the top here, stick another random vertices there, and one edge loop at the bottom here. Okay, so we're going to use that one, but we're not going to use this one, so we'll take that away. We'll draw the line from here to here, and into the middle, and then onto this vertices here, and then we're just going to match this vertices across to this one. See now that we've got that nice defined section there. Okay, so far that's looking pretty good. We've got our defined sections that are running along each side. Okay guys, so we'll cap the episode off there. In the next episode we'll start to work on the side sections there. We can duplicate this across, merge them together and get our whole smooth unit before rendering it off for a sneak preview at the end. Okay, cool.